Alright, what's up, guys? Sorry, I had to get my coffee. Alright, just waking up. Interesting pop overnight. But of course, economic calendar. Probably Bank of England. Job claims. Messer talks. Messer could move the market a little bit. Not really looking at any earnings. But let's go look that up. This morning we have Baba, Crocs. Tonight we have AMC, Square, Fubo. So nothing really to watch on earnings. So yes. Yeah, hey buddy, how are you? You say good morning to everybody? All right, there you go. All right, love you. All right, yesterday we just had a basically trending day. Like I said, kind of one of those days where you just throw a dart at your watch list, grab a call, and you kind of make money. NQ was the one thing that pushed it first. Right here. At 13,100 was that key spot that, yeah, there's 1, 2. Tell when we got to it. We were able to break above and test it. That's where I went long on MNQ. In my QQ call, I was just anticipating the break of 13.1. So a 13.1 hold is definitely needed for NQ. Oh, 13.1. The only problem with this whole run up that we're having is we're really not having any back tests. The only thing was like basically this break over 12.65 kind of had a back test here and then continued up, but we're having just a decent push up. Much better. But like I said, we hold the 200. No, 100. Yeah, because it's backwards. When you hold the 100 and that 200, we'll get to. But of course, this spot where we're coming up to is going to be definitely a tough spot to get to because we had 1, 2, 3 super strong sell-offs. It's 13.5. That's crazy. And I was talking about a squeeze at 12. We're at 13.5. That's pretty good. Pretty good recovery. Let's see if we're going to be out of our bear market or is this just a bear market rally. But ES, we had 2 pretty ugly candles. The previous days, if you go to SPY kind of showed it a little better. We had that whatever they call it here, that little shooting star or whatever, but that 4-15-64 is that huge pivot here. And then from there we have a little gap here. And then we're up to like 430. I mean, could squeeze again. But yes, we're looking at that 4,200. And we never really hit. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Never really hit this. We have a lot of demands down, so if we are get a possible retracement would be nice. But let's see if we have a trending day or a continuation day or not. Apple showed you this yesterday. Pretty simple. There's your, this is what you want to look for. Your push up, consolidation, just like SPY, just like everything else. Basically, was like this. That's why I'm not mad that I was long QQQ and long MNQ, so I wasn't really mad that I missed Apple and missed Square and all this. But there's your kind of consolidation box. You're making, not really making higher lows, but just a downtrend pushed up. Pretty solid there. But still waiting for 172. I said, my trading style, supply and demand, is becoming a little bit hard just because we're having just one way up. Usually, with supply and demand, I like to see, here's this demand. I need to see a nice move up. I'll push back down and then continuation up. But right now, all we're doing is just going up. Hold on, give me 1 second. So, supply and demand is a little bit hard because we don't have any decent sized pullbacks to a supply, because we're just trending up. But Apple, we do have a 2-day at 161. But that's why I've been showing you kind of key levels and things like that. AMD, pretty solid recovery from its earnings sell-off. Actually tapped that demand right here, which I believe was a 3-day. Right here, strong push up, and came back down after hours. Tapped here, continued up. AMD's probably a little exhausted, and this thing's been pretty solid since that flag breakout. Kind of not looking towards it. I'd rather play NVIDIA. Amazon. Amazon 118 cycle level. Finally broke it. What got a little stronger than the market. But we can tell there's that rejected it here. Broke above, retested, continued up. But just like most of the market, that was kind of the pattern yesterday, was just a move up. Amazon's hitting our daily supply. Daily supply at 142.18. And then we have this triangle. I'd like to see kind of like a lot of things kind of retest. We have a demand here. Small daily demand there. To that key level 135 to 138, how we stuck there, broke above. So let's see if we can have a little sell off, retest. If we come back and retest these 3 days and continue up, that's a good buy. Google, if you are bearish and looking for downside, Google, far out Google puts can be nice for you. We have, well, what I originally saw was there's your inverted head and shoulders. We're hitting a supply up here. We also have this ginormous flag that we're in. So Google just looking for downside in Google. Meta kind of showed you Meta yesterday, where there's a lot of consolidation down here with a lot of long-term flow yesterday. Meta is always interesting because at the lows it does consolidate pretty well, and you notice just flow come in long term, and came in. And you can tell that pivot right here was a good level where it broke above, came down, tested it. Could have been a nice entry. But basically, like I'm saying, pretty much every stock did this pattern yesterday, where it kind of broke above, kind of came back down a little bit, and then took off. So, I'm showing you these plays, but of course, most of the stocks, like I said, if we had a trending day yesterday, kind of throw your dart at your watch list, pick a stock, and go with it. I went QQQ just because I saw QQQ way stronger than ES. ES looked horrible yesterday because oil just dumped. Oil's under $90. This thing, if you're trading futures, trade oil. People say they don't like oil, but I mean, I was banking off this stuff for yesterday. Huge side note. Just for me, I mean, oil, you have a lot of just consolidation. This bear flag, drop. Consolidation. Just a small consolidation there, drop. Consolidation, small. It was like this a smaller bear flag. Another drop, another flag here. Caught this candle here. Continuation down. Hit my 90 PT. Overall, looking at oil. It was a decent short off that news. I had a 1 hour. See how I didn't show that supply on 2 hour? If you go to 2 hour, you don't really have that supply here, right? But look, you have a big lower wick and you have a big upper wick. So you're like, this candle overlaps a lot. So when I break it down to 1 hour, you can see. But if I put the supply here, we don't touch. We don't touch. But what I'm looking at is we have our drop. We did consolidate. It's just the hours are different. So I drop it down there. See that drop sideways? Huge drop right there. From 96 down to 93. We come up, perfect tap, drop, came up again, tapped, huge sell-off. Love it. Microsoft, pretty I really wanted to see a retest of here, but we retested kind of this level. It's 964, 965. But what I really want is Microsoft is here. Which we basically hit. But this is just simple analysis here. This is what you guys should be looking at. You got your resistance, resistance, resistance. Play the break above, or you play the retest. Boom. Kind of like NVIDIA with 182. No, there's that resistance, 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 resistance. Broke above, tested it, continued up. And then Tesla is definitely weak opening up, but man, this thing gained strength. Not really looking that much into Tesla. We just retraced that 0.5. I'm definitely watching it when it gets to like 986, 1,000. Not looking at much. Tesla not looking at much. We'll just go through some other charts and then probably finish up a little bit early. Or let's watch jobs. But look at Tesla. Look at this. This huge. What are we in? Like a huge, huge flag. This thing breaks out. Just watch jobs because I want to scalp a little bit on futures. Initial claims 260, expected 260. Okay. Yeah. Jobless claims came back like expected, so Nothing crazy with jobless claims. Just go through some tickers and finish up early because I want to have breakfast. So usually I make breakfast before I start, but today I did not. Lucid, we talked about this the other day. Nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days just straight sideways. Yesterday, what we do, or the day before yesterday, here's that huge pop into earnings, and it's dropping at earnings. Moderna had earnings, just went moonshot, just basically in this flag for like 3 weeks. MU nothing. Netflix. Keep your eyes on Netflix. This thing's, I mean, look at this thing. Post earnings consolidation. This thing is just primed for something. Something's happening here. Neo struggling to get out his flag. Yes. So we can move that up there. So 1, 2, 3 touches right there. PayPal. Oh, wait, where did it rechecked from? Supply right there. I swear I delete all these lines every single day. But you can tell there's kind of this demand, kind of a resistance 1, 2, 3. So let's watch maybe PayPal come down and go like that. Roblox, not the greatest move I wanted from this kind of key level. You can tell support, resistance, kind of resistance here. Oh, there's ES little pop up. Just taking its time. Anything I'm watching is kind of have this uptrend. Roku, pretty decent recovery from earnings. Roku's trash, if you didn't know. Shopify, this thing, if we break above here, we do have a gap above. Personally, I'd probably want to wait for that first rejection on the gap and then start eyeballing it. But look at this thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5, 6, 7. It's in this area for the 8th time since the beginning of May. Fill that gap, able to get above this daily demand. It's got a pretty far upside. Square, definitely missed the boat on that one. So Quinn, but Square, here's your resistance. I told my buddy, watch 76, 75. That's how we break. Look, we broke above, came back down to this spot, and then skyrocketed. Twitter. Flags daring. Not the best flag, but just watching. Upstart. Airbnb, nice push to earnings, sold off, nice recovery. Affirm's been pretty good move. Tell we're kind of at a good zone here. You know, former support, resistance here, resistance. Let's see if the market wants to continue up, break above, kind of a retest and then continuation. Baba just seemed to probably move this a little bit. There we go. Just the wick here, bounce there, bounce there. So it is holding this uptrend. Whatnot. Chewy, nothing looking at. CRM kind of keeping on watch. I showed this to you guys yesterday at 200 or that 100. EMA, you could tell was a nice rejection spot, broke above, but also here's this resistance. It's like 190 area is a resistance, so we are able to break above. Tell, look, back here was a support. So CRM, let's see if we can break above, kind of consolidate back, pop up like that. Same with the crowd. Look at that. 1, 2. 2 resistances there. Let's see if we can break above. Kind of retest. DraftKings. And that's why I wanted on DraftKings. Just never. I mean, maybe in lower time frame when we came back. Lower time frame, we kind of came back and retested, but not the best retest. You know, I was showing yesterday. I wanted DraftKings kind of have a little sell off and then boom. Watch MA. This chart looks ready. Why does this chart look different than one on my laptop? Oh, it comes down here. No, there's MA. Like, look at this thing. Looks pretty primed. Well, I haven't used that color in a long time. If banks want to go, you know, down here at 300 to 308, it's pretty good, solid or buy. Oxy pins, but you know that's gonna finish it for me. I'm gonna go and make some breakfast, guys. Just go ahead and kill it again today. But y'all have a good rest of your day.